Welcome to a brand new episode of the post game. I am your host, Davion. I'm joined by Kaden.
What's up?
Just so mono there. What's up? Oronde
What's popping?
and Matt.
Hey,
Don't start acting like Kaden, man. This is a brand new episode of the post game. We are talking about the NFL playoffs. We are talking about this in particular. We're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. So first off, Cowboys fans, let us know how you think. What do you think is going to happen? Packers fans, let us know what you think is going to happen. I just want your predictions here. Packers, Cowboys.
Give me the boys.
Wow.
shocker.
Shocker. Yeah, definitely.
Dallas.
Go Pack, go.
I knew it. Hey, guess what? I'm going Pack too.
Let's
Give me the
go.
Packers. Okay, so Aranda, you just read out. You said the Cowboys are 7-point favorites.
7.5 point favorites.
7.5-point favorites. Over under is 15 and a half. So here's the biggest question for me. The Packers are only, or the Cowboys are only 7-point favorites. Do they not expect the defense of the Cowboys to show up?
I don't know whose
Or what
defense
is
are
it?
they underestimating, to be honest.
Mm.
I mean, I'd like to assume Dallas because their secondary loves to let big plays go by them.
So, so hold on, time out. Kaden, you being a Cowboys fan, talk us through your mindset right now. What are you going through?
So I honestly this is the playoff matchup I wanted for the Cowboys. This is the easiest road to the
This
NFC
better not.
Championship game.
This better not bite you in the ass, bro.
It could. It's Dallas. Dak could get nutty. Mike McCarthy could get nutty. Anything is possible. Okay. But this is the easiest road to the playoffs because one, the Packers defense is not good. It's been underwhelming all season. They don't really play as a unit, and they don't have a great run defense. Jair's their best corner, and outside of that, it's not the best pass defense either. And I don't see them having anything to contain CeeDee Lamb. And then Ferguson, I don't see them having the linebackers or the safety to contain Ferguson. And hopefully, if Tony Pollard gets going, oh, that game is wraps because Tony Pollard
Yeah,
hasn't been able to get going all season.
he hasn't been going all
So,
season. Only thing
Tony
he's
Pollard
going
freighted
is to the
the
locker
end
room.
and
zone.
I think Jordan Love has had a great year, especially as a first year full time starter. Um, I think this team is still very young, from quarterback, offensive line, receivers. Like they have a whole bunch of rookies that's going out there on offense for them. And like y'all were saying about y'all know whose defense I'm underestimating? Probably the Dallas defense. In the corners, you allow big plays, but I've noticed AJ Brown wide receivers like, and the Packers don't really have that. They don't have no big wide receiver that can just go up and get it or run through somebody. So I don't really think it's a big of a worry, and it's at home. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
So there's a lot there for me. When you look at the Green Bay Packers, I said this, like middle of the season. They are ahead of schedule on their rebuild. Like no one expected Jordan Love to have this good of a season. No one expected them to make the playoffs. People expected them to be one of the worst teams in the NFC North, but in particular in the NFC. But they've shocked a lot of people. And you think about this 2 years ago, or was it 2 years ago that the Packers went into Dallas and beat them at home in the playoffs?
No, it was longer
There's
than that.
It was
there's
like
three.
3 or 4.
Maybe
Three or four.
might have been three. I think it was three. They go in there, they beat Dallas at home. I think it's very doable. No one really expected them to beat them at home. I mean, it was almost like an upset, and I think the Packers team, they go as far as their defense. I think Jordan Love will do what he do and produce on offense, but if their defense can stop Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb for giving Dak 3 touchdowns for over 300 yards, then the game is over. If they keep Dak contained and don't allow him to play some of the best football he's played in his career, let's just say that off rip. Dak Prescott has played some of the best football he's played all season or in his career. Plain and simple. If this Dak plays like this weekend, they will win this football game. But if the Packers can contain Dak and put him in a bubble and not allow CeeDee Lamb to go off, it will be over. This game will be done because they don't have a running game. They haven't had a running game all season, and that's just not likely for them to start waking it up this weekend. Now they could, now they could be like the Bills when they played the Cowboys and actually create a running game and just do that all game and surprise the defense, but I doubt that'll happen. So I think the Packers, in order to win, they need to contain Dak Prescott in their offense. And that's why I picked the Packers to win.
Okay. I mean, Kaden basically covered everything. I just think Dallas has just a much better roster, period. I mean, Jordan Love's been great. Him and Dak's stats are actually pretty close. 4,100 to 4,500. Love and Dak, and then Love's got 32 TDs to 11 versus Dak's 36 to 9. Aaron Jones, he's been hurt, and he's been a little so-so these past couple weeks. Obviously, he's coming back, so I don't know how I feel about him. Obviously, the Packers receiving core is not as good as Dallas, period. Nobody is better than CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is the best receiver in this entire game. And also Green Bay, barely made their way in. They beat 3 really bad teams. They beat Chicago, Minnesota, and Carolina in order to get in. And I don't know. I just don't.
A win is a win at this point.
You're right. You're right.
Is a win.
A win is a win. But I just don't see it. I just don't think Green Bay will have the firepower or have the ability to stop Dallas any way possible. The only way, like Kaden said, the only way Dallas loses this is if Dak or McCarthy sells, period. Nothing else.
Mm-hmm. So I had something to say. Oh yeah, to your point, Matt, that Packers team is very young. And that might be their only downfall and flaw is that how young they are and how inexperienced they are. But that can also be their driving factor that like no one is expecting us to go in here and win. Right. Let's go do that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's something to look at as well.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Got a point there. The way I see it, this is playoff Dak we're talking about. It's not very known for finishing games. And the Green Bay team is inexperienced, as Davion mentioned. I'd rather just pick the Packers before I pick the Cowboys to win anything. So it just comes it honestly comes down to bias. It comes down to bias because especially I haven't watched the Cowboys as much. And all I see on Twitter and Instagram is Dak sleeper MVP conversation, or Dak is playing a lot better. He did mention something at the beginning of the season. He's like, I'm going to have under 10 interceptions, and he's managed to do that. But that
9,
doesn't really,
right?
Yeah, he has 9. It doesn't really prove anything for me. Dak is Dak. The boys are still the boys, but they have yet to shine in the lights in recent memory.
Okay.
I'd be more than happy if they proved me wrong.
He hated everything you just said.
I'd be more than happy if they prove me wrong, but until they do, I'm going to continue to talk shit.
Not only is it Mike McCarthy's old team, he's his job is on the line in this game. Yeah. 3 consecutive years of 12 win seasons don't matter, Jerry Jones. You're not winning in the playoffs. And he has Dan Quinn ready and lined up, so he doesn't lose that production on defense to take Mike McCarthy's job. So
Mike McCarthy, Dan Quinn's?
Yes, he's already making head coach money. as a defensive coordinator. And I think
Yeah.
Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones and the family just knows that it's hard to find a great defense coordinator like that, especially with that unit and the love and respect that they show to DQ. So, you know, I know the history between the Cowboys and the Packers, but the difference is that number 12 isn't out there. So, uh, I just don't see it happening at all for the
Caden,
Packers.
Caden, if Green Bay wins this, is this the worst loss in recent memory for Dallas? Period.
Um,
I don't know. They did lose to the Cardinals earlier this year.
so
I'm
did the
talking
Eagles.
about. I'm talking about playoff games.
Let's see. We have the
If they
catch at Lambeau. That was a catch. Especially with new rules. Was a
The
catch.
loss of the Packers.
Oh yeah,
the
the
loss to the Packers.
at home leaving Aaron Rodgers a minute and 18. There's a famous photo out there of a fan, the Green
They
Bay
left
fan in the
left
stands.
too much time.
Yeah. So last year at San Francisco, that we could have won that game with yes. It's been long life as a Cowboy fan. So I could go on and on. But yeah.
From the
With
last decade, I mean, you also have the 2016 season.
right, man. Look, we don't have to get into all the losses and all the, but would this be the worst? Yes, as this is the easiest path to the NFC Championship game because you don't have to. We could have been playing the Bucks, maybe beat the Bucks, and you have to see San Francisco in the divisional, which I wouldn't want again.
You know,
You get
it was unfair for y'all to lose to the Rams too in 2018. I just had to mention that.
Here we go.
I forgot about that.
That
and
bus is coming, boy. That bus is coming around. Well, let me help you out. So score prediction.
um
I like the over under. Give me Green Bay 30, Dallas 27. I think it's a 3-score game.
give me the Cowboys 35, Green Bay 14.
14?
Yep, 14.
I mean,
I'll
I
say
can't say much. I've been slandering you for like the past 5 minutes.
this is going to be a dumb one. I'm going to say Dallas 40.
40.
I think they can drop 40 on this team.
They could drop 50.
Joke.
That defense is
Green
terrible.
Bay 21.
So I know I picked Green Bay to win the game, but I'm gonna say my prediction is do I want to say 28 or 32?
32.
32 to 14 Cowboys.
Interesting.
Anyway. Well, I have been well, thank you all for watching. Let us know how you feel about our picks and our opinions. Oronde, Kaden, Matt, thank you all for joining. I've been your host, Davion. This has been the post game. Peace.